Today, I'm going to share with you my complete price action guide when it comes to intraday trading the futures market. Now, make sure you watch all the way to the end because you're going to see something special. I'm going to walk you right into my actual trading journal and show you all of these setups and how I look at price action intraday in intricate detail. But before I get started, a quick disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. This video here is simply for educational and entertainment purposes only. Trading is extremely risky and most people do lose money. I don't make any promises or guarantees that anybody can achieve a specific result. If I do share results here with you, they are not typical. All right, let's get into it. Before we head over to the charts, just a couple of things. I'm going to be looking at the 5-minute charts and I'm going to be looking at NQ. I don't care about anything else or any other time frames, and I'm going to be paying attention to what happened in the pre-market, primarily during the London session, and then I'm looking at trades after the New York Open after 9:30 a.m. All right, so let's head over to the charts now and let's go ahead and get into it. All right, here we are over on a blank screen, and I'm going to draw a simple line on the screen here, so I want you to pay very close attention. All right, here we are over on the charts, and I've drawn a single line here. Now, if price is doing something like this, I am only interested if there is a break right here for a short position. All right. If price is on the other side of this line, for example, if price was down here and rejecting off of this, I am also only interested in short trades there. I am not interested if price comes up from the bottom. If it was trading down below this and decided to break above, I'm not interested in long positions there. This is a very simple model that I do follow and use when it comes to intraday trading. Now, the same is for the opposite. If I remove all of this right here and I draw a simple line coming down, and price is on this side of the line like so, and it breaks out, I'm interested in longs there. And likewise, if price is on this side of the line, I am interested in long positions here. I'm not interested if price is on this side of the line and breaks down. That's it. Super simple. Now let's go into some real world examples and then get into the good stuff where I'm going to walk you into my actual trading journal with all of the details. Okay, here we are over at the first example. I'm most interested in the pre-market, and for me, before New York opens, that is the London session and where price has moved in that session here. I mark off the London open session here as represented by this line, and then over here I mark off the New York Open or 9:35 a.m. candle on the 5-minute chart. Now what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to just simply connect the lines right here. This here makes a lot of sense to me, so I'm going to move it up like that. I'm going to stop right at the 9:35, and then what I'm looking at here is right here. We'll go like that, and we'll back this up a bit right here. All right, this makes a lot of sense to me right here because we have multiple touches in this area. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for that price projection down. Now, if you recall from a few minutes ago, I had said if price is on this side of the line right here, then I'm looking for possible long entries off of that here. And you can see right at 9:35, price rejects, and I do get a possible setup there. All right. If price was up here and I extend this out, I am not looking for shorts this way. Because this is angled down, I'd only be looking for breakouts. Very simple. That's it. Now, let's get into the good stuff and go right into my trading journal so we can go into more examples of this so that you can get a better understanding and how I look at price action intraday for futures. Now for the good stuff. We're here in my actual trading journal where I have went through and I have thoroughly marked this up here for my own journaling so I can go back and look at what I did that day and why I did it. So you can see here we have a simple trend line that is going up right here, and then the purple line represents the original trend line before the New York market opened. Now, because we also had a possible line down here, and this was essentially 3 touches, there was a nice long play right there. And because the purple line was angled down, I was only looking for longs right off of that, and there was a lot of other confluences there. Again, the opposite could be said here. If price were moving up and it did reject in this area with a red candle or rejecting off this nicely, I could also be looking at a possible sell. And here's another example right here in my trading journal. You can see the purple line was my initial trend line during the pre-market session or during London. You can see I have one, it starts here, then I have a touch here, and then coming over, I have a near miss. Now I also connected the trend line far over here. I had a touch there and then a third touch there, which validated a short entry there for me in this example. Now, because I may or may not be in this position short, I'm not necessarily looking to take a long position if something happens down here. What I would tend to do is let this play out to see if it hits my target. And here is another example for you where you can see where I'm kind of piecing everything together and using these lines to find potential positions. Right here, this blue line angling down was my original trend line from the London session or pre-market. Now, because it starts here and just had a rejection there, I validate it further with another trend line further back here. You can see price rejecting off of this, and where these intersect right here was a possible setup for me again on this particular day. So let me go back now, and I want to actually draw some of these in real time, just randomly picking spots on the chart so you can see how I'm doing that. All right, I'm going to try to go through 3 of these so you can watch. I'm probably going to have some losers and I may have some winners, but let me just randomly scroll back so you can see it. And I'm just going to go in right here. And we'll give this a go. So what I'm looking at here is connecting the upper trend lines like this. And the first thing I actually want to do is mark off my 935 so I know where that's at, which is right here. And I'm going to bring this right up to 935, that 935 high or 930 high, to see if that makes sense. Now, I only have, because this was like this previously, and then once 935 comes, I will extend that up to the 935 high if it happens. On the bottom, this looks pretty straightforward. It looks to be something like this here. And you can see if I move this over as such at about 940, there is a nice rejection right here off or near the top of that trend line, which in some cases, depending on what I'm looking for, may or may not be okay for me. And you can see price then does flush out from here. All right, let's go over to the next day just to see what happens here. And here we are. Now, there are days like this that I do get where nothing makes sense. And that's okay. That's normal. So what I'm looking at here is something like this. So we'll mark off the 935 a.m. candle just like so. And that looks okay. Now, I can't really connect this to anything. This is down here. Looking back, there's nothing. Nothing makes sense to me over here. And I get days like this. I don't really want to go all the way back here if I don't have to. But I will look at this now just to see. And price never even really comes close to it after 935. So simple to see that there is literally nothing up here and nothing down here. So there'll be no setups this day. All right, let me go on to the next one just to see again what happens. And again, I'm just drawing this down. I want to mark off my 935 a.m. candle. And I want to just bring this up to about there. And I want to bring this back to here. And I'm going to extend this out a little bit. And I'm going to take this one down like so. And for me, I stopped trading at 12 p.m., which is right about there. And this looks like to be what I want to do is get these nice and snug as possible. Right about there. So this here, this particular trade, since I'm done at trading at 12, this is something that I probably would not have taken. But if I wanted to bend my rules a bit, I may or may not have gotten that position, and then it would have been a loss for me. All right, and again, that's totally fine. Let's go on to the next day over here. And we're looking at price coming down like this here. And I'm going to mark off 935 right there. Right, and there we go. This is looking like something, let's get this up here, looking something like this here. All right, now for me, on this particular day, since price is down here breaking through this line, I'm not looking to trade that. I want to see a rejection off of this. I don't want to see price close below it and come back above necessarily. I want to see a clean rejection, or I will possibly look at something if it closes below and it comes right back really fast. Since it kind of hung out below here, this is probably something that I wouldn't take. All right, and let me go over to the next day here. All right, this is right here like this. Let me mark off the 9:35 a.m. candle. And I want to get right up next to that 9:35 low. That's what I want. And I'm going to go like this here and just connect them up like that. That looks good there. Okay, there's the 9:35. So what I would do is I would pull this down right to the 9:35. And because I'm already having touches right here in this particular area, I'm already getting these near touches. This to me would be valid to pull this down just a bit because that 9:35 wick right there. And then this would be a breakout trade to the downside for me, just like so right in here. And again, stop size, that's really up to the individual trader depending on how they want to do it. If it's the high of this candle, if it is the imbalance here, it's really up to the individual there. So again, this just flushes right out. And again, this follows the rules that I talked about in the beginning of the video, because this line is angled up. When that happens, I'm only looking for that. I'm not looking for a bounce this way. All right, I'm only looking for that breakout trade. All right, I hope you enjoyed that nice little guide on intraday price action. This is like anything else. You have to back test and you have to test your strategy and go back and practice over and over again. If you're looking for a really awesome backtesting or journaling software, I highly recommend TradeZilla. The link is in my description below there. You can go ahead and take a look at that. Do know it is an affiliate link, and that just helps support the channel here. So once again, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be able to answer anything in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.